Are you guys like film? Do you watch movies?
Yeah, very. I guess, Amner, to your point, what's important about the Latino Film Festival is I think that a lot of us have grown up watching a variety of different films, whether it's obviously anything from. Um,
All right, welcome everybody. This is Amner. We're back. Kenji and I, the Amner Martinez podcast. So we take a long time now, I guess.
It's been a
With
minute.
ballers like that.
Yeah, we're very busy,
Special editions now, which this one is a special one. So, because we don't want to just have anybody, right? We want to be excited about who we talk to. So these next guest, Louis and Manny. Louis Leon and Manny Toribio. They're one of the, two of the organizers of the first Des Moines Latino Film Festival here in Des Moines, Iowa, coming up this Friday, June 19th and June 20th, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And yeah, like when one of the organizers reached out to me to tell me about it. I kind of heard about it like over a month ago, so I was really thrilled that they reached out, and we just wanted to help out a little bit. Whoever follows us, whoever listens to this, we just wanted to be like, okay, let's help them spread the word. So you just met them. What did you think?
Yeah, I loved it, man. I had a great time here.
You met Manny before?
Yeah, I met Manny when we went to eat.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, so we had lunch before. We had tacos at La Peña, which are amazing tacos.
Yeah, great place.
And then I met with all of them, with all the organizers at Brewery Lua, and they're just like really good group of people that are just trying to put something together. Which I've been part of that kind of group where you're trying to put something together with the music festival that we used to do. So I appreciate the effort that goes behind it. So I was like, yeah, man, let's help you spread the word. So Louis Leon and Manny Toribio, they were gracious enough to help us, or they were gracious enough to join us on the podcast. So what have you been up to? What the hell have you been up to?
Been working a lot.
You working a lot?
Yeah, I've been working a lot.
Yeah.
And,
Give everybody your calendar of your DJ.
all right, everybody.
book
book. Yeah, bookings are just going like
we
crazy,
know this
man.
DJ that
Yeah.
he'll in the middle of a party he'll throw his entire calendar and his entire availability.
Yeah, that sucks.
And
I feel bad for his clients.
You sit there, he's like, September 16 is taken, September 26 is taken. So,
Oh yeah, it's some name dropping too. It's shitty. Very shitty services. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So tips for DJs, what do you tell them?
Just don't make it about you, man, because it's about your clients. It's not about you. And the minute you get or the second you get on the microphone to talk about you and your business, it's a disservice to your client.
Yeah.
I think.
So
Very
don't
shitty.
do your calendar.
And it's very douchey. It's so douchey. It's
Yeah.
douchey. It's dirty. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, so let's make this one short because I want to get into the conversation. But this is Louis Leon and Manny Toribio. They are the one of the organizers of the Latino Film Festival here in Des Moines happening. Take it away.
Oh wait, we also gotta make sure that we mention that we are in the Teach Out building.
Okay, yeah,
downtown.
where are we?
Yeah, this is the Teach Out building, and we are on the third floor, where they hold private events.
Oh, so you can rent it.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
rent it for weddings or ginses.
Yeah.
whatever.
So
it
thank
is
you
that-
thank you to the Teach Out building.
Yeah, thank you. Teach Out events. I think that's
Is it
what it's
500
called. 500 East Locust.
Locust?
Yeah.
You're in the East Village.
Yeah, we're in the East Village.
So, all right. So I want to thank you guys. Before we get started, thank you guys for joining us. It's a hot ass day, and but let me start. I guess let me start with this question: Is I was part of a nonprofit, a music festival, and I know how draining and how hard it is to get into doing something like this. What made you get into this? Louis? I'm here with Louis and Manny Toribio, two of the organizers of the first Latino film festival. But I know how draining it is. I know how much passion it takes and how much energy it takes to get into this, because this is a nonprofit type of event. So, Manny, like, what's making you kind of keep on this project?
Well, we just have a great board and some good partners like Carolyn and Jeremiah, excuse me, that have really helped us to take the lead, understand kind of the impact that we're going to be doing here in Des Moines. Others like the Greater Des Moines Partnership are really wanting to see if a film festival can be established long term, and why not it be Latino Film Festival? 30 plus years, I think, in Chicago. Out in LA, there's a really well-established one where they have competitions for the postering and the design, but like I said, and stepping back, it just starts with a good board, an understanding of vision. How do we continue to connect with Latinos, understand the culture, showcase culture, and also kind of unite us? And that's kind of been a difficult journey for the board, in essence, for our mission and our approach, to try to get a center actually established and get some services in there that can range anything from tax services, accounting, attorney, any kind of need-based items that are out there, but they're maybe just kind of disjointed or not unified. But that's where Louis brought me in to be a board member, and what I focus on now is just trying to get more attention towards what we're doing now. So Louis has stepped into a lot of those things with the idea of getting that partnership with the Chicago Film Festival and connecting with.
Why film, Louis? Why do you think it's important for this festival to happen?
I think it's a great opportunity to showcase the culture and the talents of the Latino culture, and everybody. Filmmakers have such amazing reach. These films impact people so deeply, and being able to showcase and I guess bring those ideas and themes and stories to not just the Latino culture or the Latino communities, but everybody, trying to make it as accessible as possible, just trying to highlight the stories and the history, culture. I think that's what's really appealing about the film festival, is just kind of those indirect results of being able to just play a film and let people sit back and see what happens.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
So, tell us a little bit about what to expect on. So it's gonna be June 18th and June 19th. So what can people expect, Manny, on that day of?
We've done a great job of connecting with some vendors, and specifically a shout out to the city with the opportunity to use a Riverview Park, that just opened up. Actually had a ribbon cutting 2 weeks ago, and just kind of get a chance to showcase that, the design and the use of that space, open space. We've had vendors, like I said, from food to merchandise, to just the general supporting cast members that will be there kind of showcasing their businesses that are part of the Latino Film Festival as far as their sponsorship goes. So I don't have them. I should have them right in front of me, but there's a variety of them that Louis could probably name off quickly.
I could probably go through
a
little bit of the, take it a step back with we actually had fully planned and we're ready to green light the 2020 Film Festival. We had a different approach last year, being it was our inaugural event, and it was not a long window of planning period. We were trying to do it a little bit smaller scale, and that got postponed or canceled because of the pandemic. And so I guess that had allowed us to kind of revisit the game plan. And so we were able to make it a bigger, more festival environment as opposed to just, having a day showing films in a cinema and calling it good.
Right.
So I think we looked at this as an opportunity to maybe increase our footprint.
So there's usually like judges, right? At film festivals, there's judges. This one, you guys are just going to show films.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
That's kind of the beauty of the relationship. Well, look at from the Latino Center perspective, the beauty of the relationship with the Chicago Latino Film Festival is they really take that out of our hands. That's kind of what their role is as the overarching entity, and so they've allowed us to select some of the films from their film festival and show them, make them accessible here in Iowa, essentially.
I see.
Yeah.
Are you guys like film? Do you watch movies?
Yeah. Very, I guess, Amner, to your point, what's important about the Latino Film Festival is I think that a lot of us have grown up watching a variety of different films, whether it's, obviously anything from, you got I'm trying to think of the Goonies, right? You got classics like that. And I have a lot of Latino movies that I remember watching and growing up with my parents. Some of them I can't probably remember the actual titles, but I know they just were monumental in kind of shifting who I am, what I think and what art is. But also understand the culture, what's taking place. City of the Gods is a really good one that's, that isn't English based. It's dubbed.
Brazil.
It's from Brazil.
Yeah, that was a great movie.
It's a great movie, and that's just, we're not trying to get maybe in that level of violence, because I think that was a little bit more violent movie, but we're trying to be a little bit more open to the families as well with the movies that we brought in from the Chicago Latino Film Festival that kind of are just a wider array of good topics. So some funny kind of not caricature, but the one that the gentleman is kind of lost his way and is moving and kind of trying to find some family out in Germany and has kind of his own roadblock of communication to one that deals with the Nazis and the miscommunication of the individual being considered to be a terrorist. And so there's just some really good dialogue and background in that screenwriting.
What about you, Louis? Do you have any connections to film, or was this more you were part of the Latino Center of Iowa?
Right. Yeah, I'm not going to claim to be a film aficionado. I certainly
just the Big Lebowski is what he likes.
The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, I love watching the independent film. That's for sure.
Okay.
Being able to cite lines and call out titles of movies I've never been.
Well, in a way, any film that isn't made in Hollywood is almost independent. Like they battle with like finances and production and all that stuff. So I think in my opinion, I think that a lot of people that appreciate film, they look at foreign films to kind of gauge where like cinema is at the time instead of like Hollywood, because it's really popcorn type of productions. So
who doesn't like the Avenger movies? I mean, they're fun, but they also are packed with a ginormous budget.
Yeah.
The impactful movies are the ones that are actually showcasing what's taking place currently and either the area, the culture, and the world, and then also on probably a limited budget, because those are people who just have a passion to kind of talk about what's happening.
Yeah.
I think it also can be kind of the Latino filmmaker, or the independent filmmaker can kind of be a good representation of our of the Latino culture here in Iowa or in the United States, where they're trying to do what they love to do and live the dream out and just be successful. And maybe they don't have that big Hollywood contract or whatever, but they're just trying to work hard and do what they can do.
Yeah. I mean, and think about it. If you're an aspiring filmmaker and somehow just a few weeks away, or actually a few days away, there's a film festival that's going to have, your people, their films that in itself, there's a little bit of hope, right? I'm like, okay, somebody I'm gonna go and see who I run into and what I see, and so you guys have been in Des Moines for a while. So how long have you been in Des Moines?
'07. I moved here in '07, so
Okay.
over 10 years. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born and raised in West Des Moines.
Okay.
So I'm kind of from the Valley Junction area and have a pretty deep roots in the Valley Junction area with my family. So.
Yeah. When did your family come to?
I've kind of got a mix of backgrounds, but my Latino side, the Mexican side, came I think in the 30s as part of like the railroad. Railroad crews, and then my other side of the family came over probably around that same time on the south side of Des Moines through migrant farming, basically. So that's kind of where I came.
I was surprised several years ago, a long time ago actually, and I was at the Cinco de Mayo celebration at the Valley Junction, strip where there's a lot of farmers markets, and I started to hear how there's this. Decades long of Latinos that have been traveling here to work basically, and then they stayed and they settled. And mine particularly was in the 90s with the meat packing plant kind of migration that, it was Perry, Iowa, but you look at Denison, Marshalltown, Tama, just big, huge Latino communities. What brought you and your family here?
Same thing.
Same thing?
Back in West Liberty, Iowa, they have a turkey plant there. So my family had families, or bigger family, had their brothers and sisters already up here, so they moved up. Actually went to high school for a little bit, then went back down to Mexico. Then I was born in Texas, and then they came back up to West Liberty to go back to work.
What do you do for a living? Like what pays your bills?
Currently?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I focus on just business development, trying to connect with communities and cities currently with regards to engineering. So that's just kind of my focus with McClure as far as trying to understand infrastructure growth, city growth, housing, commercial, all that.
Okay.
Aviation, bridge work. So kind of probably occasionally work closely with Lewis here on his engineer side, but he's more public, Army Corps.
What do you do for...
I'm a civil engineer and try to hustle with the small business.
You're doing a great job.
I do kind of want to get back to the talk about the history and how everybody's getting here and everything like that. But
yeah,
we actually kind of segue into the local filmmakers. We're highlighting 3 local filmmakers.
Okay.
At the film festival. So we've got 3 Latinos who are here in Iowa, and one actually who I'm friends with, Vincent Valdez, is doing a showing one of his films that he put together several years ago, but it highlights the history of Central Iowa Latinos in, I think it is the Vietnam War, or it's actually just several of the wars basically, and just going through the history of that. So I'm
really
looking forward to the audience's reactions to that film. It's about 25 minutes.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it, and it's pretty cool because I've got some family members who are actually in the film being interviewed. So I'm kind of biased that that's a great film. So.
Yeah. No, and the reason why I was asking is that, us Latinos, we don't wait for something to happen to us. If something is not there, we make it happen, and, if you put us anywhere, we'll eventually create a community, we'll make things happen. We bring culture, we bring food, we bring, the arts. So this is just another example of, Latinos that came in a different generation, I guess. Different families been here for a while. Mine's been here for over 25 years. But there's things that we bring to the table, and I think this is one of the reasons why, I'm really proud about being involved in the community. It's just to kind of show, shed light on, the good that we bring to any community. So I commend you guys for taking on this role, because I can't imagine. I know exactly what it takes to be behind project like this. But so you guys have 6 films.
Yeah, so we have Chicago Latino Film Festivals provided 6, I would call them feature films or international films. So
Okay.
they're all probably about 90 minutes or a little bit longer.
Okay.
So they're kind of your, bigger production, independent film style. And then we'd have 3 local films that'll be highlighted on Saturday afternoon.
So the international ones are gonna be on Friday.
The international, actually, so Friday will be, we're just going to have a kind of a happy hour right after work.
Kickoff. Yeah.
Okay.
So like 5
okay.
to 7 happy hour, and then the Son Peruchos will be.
They're hot right now.
Yeah, they're hot. I think they're actually playing at Woolies.
They are.
Tomorrow night.
There you go.
Are you
They're-
going?
I think I will. I'm like a groupie.
Oh, really?
No, I see them all over, so I'm like, I guess I like you.
Well, I've never heard them before, but our board is pretty excited about them, and they sounded okay on the YouTube,
Yeah,
so.
they have a nice group, and they just play like a little bit of everything. So they'll throw a couple of English songs in there, and
Nice.
so yeah, it's fun for anybody. They play like Santana, and then they did a Nirvana song in between their set. So they'll be good. I know that they're probably gonna play a good set
It'll be a crowd favorite.
at Woolly. So Son Peruchos, the happy hour Friday.
Yeah, so that will we're not going to really show any films on Friday night.
Okay.
Just going to get people together and get outside and enjoy what we're offering. And then on Saturday, we're going to show three feature films with the 3 local films. And then Sunday, we'll finish up with the 3 local films. And we've also have Guitarras ATM, which is Ralph Hernandez, RJ Hernandez's group. It's mariachi style music.
Okay.
On Sunday, so we kind of break up the film with a little bit of music.
So Friday night, Saturday all day, and then Sunday, closing on Sunday. Awesome. Well, that sounds like a great weekend. So, and this is admission
Free. So
free.
there is a QR code on the merchandise, or excuse me, on the marketing
Okay.
that allows you to register to get your voucher to get in.
Okay.
But day of you can
So,
walk up and still be able to
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So what's the website? The Latino. Oh, did they go to Latino Center
Yeah, Latino Center
of Iowa.org?
You can register for the event, get your tickets that are free. You don't have to have tickets to get in, but you can pre-register to get tickets, and then you can also donate. We would happily accept donations and encourage that. We put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
So Manny has been an all-star with sponsorship recruitment, and if any nonprofits need a fundraising person, this is the guy
Manny's
for you.
the person to go to.
Or a marketing guy. I mean,
Well, because you guys are going to be doing this for years, right? Like you guys want to build something that's going to keep growing.
Our goal is to continue this festival, and Louis can kind of jump into the story. But for example, on this marketing, the design of the Pikachu, I'm taking
the parrot. I don't
parrot.
know.
Yeah, I can't think of the P name for it, but
Yeah.
a great artist here in town that we actually worked with, kind of not really a competition style, but we just kind of were moving a little faster before COVID and the pandemics, and our goal is to establish kind of a contest for the upcoming years,
Right.
to have that design like they do at the Latino and the Los Angeles one.
Okay.
But Louis can jump in a little bit in that. So there's kind of a blend of the original artists, also with who we're working with to Speak PR, again, Caroline, and Jeremiah, kind of get into the film reel that you can kind of see there.
Right,
Obviously, the light
right.
coming out of his mouth. But originally, this is actually all done out of paper, I forget the term called used.
He kind of layered some. It's his art composition, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We had commissioned Edgar Camacho. He's a local Latino artist here.
Mm-hmm.
He's gaining a lot of success here, and he put this original art piece together for us. Latino Center has this art piece now. It's pretty cool. And so we've taken that art piece and actually put a limited series of screens together that will sell at the Latino Film Festival to try to raise some funds for the event. And I think the game plan, or the big picture idea, would be to have kind of a poster art contest to kind of promote local artists
Right.
to submit and get creative and hopefully continue that down the
this
road.
engages the artist community into getting into it.
Right.
But you guys have some sponsors that, is there some sponsors that you guys like to give a shout out to? I know Bravo is pretty good at supporting the arts.
We have quite a few sponsors, and all of our sponsors will be on our website. But yeah, some of the bigger sponsors that got on board early and really made this thing possible are the Iowa Arts Council, and they have a project grant that we were awarded, which was huge for us to get basically seed money to get going. Bravo, and the Parks Area Foundation is actually the entity that developed the park, or they run the park, and so they have provided some in-kind services for the Riverview Park, the venue. And I would probably want to give a shout out to our 2020 sponsors who were on board early on before the pandemic. I think it's Pro Iowa, which is the professional soccer team here.
Okay.
DMAC, Western Optometry, and Polk County were, I think, the first.
So you guys have a pretty good round of sponsors that are helping you get off.
Oh yeah.
Get this thing going. But yeah, the more the merrier. The money talks, right? Like the more money you have, the bigger the production, the more films, the more you can do. So
yeah, and as you know, with your work and your the music festival, we're trying to find a way to develop a sustainable event, and sustainable funding. So that's where the board and professional services and all that, and our sponsors are really going to play a critical role in how and if we can make it a sustainable event. Because right now, the board's working pretty hard, and is that sustainable? I would kind of question that. It's a lot of hard work, as you know.
Yeah.
And, can we do that year in, year out? I don't know.
That's the hope, and that's the goal, right?
Right.
So I have I have twins, 10-year-old twins, and a 16. But to me, for them to be able to say, let's go to the Latino Film Festival, there's a lot of value in that. There's going to be a lot of kids that feel like there's everything for them, including film, arts, food, and all that. So I think when we do stuff like this, we don't know the impact that's happening. You could inspire somebody. So thank you guys for doing it. Looking forward to the weekend of the 18th, June 18th, June 19th, and June 20th.
Correct, yeah.
Latino Film Festival at it's a new park, so it's okay for us to not know the name right away.
Riverview Park, and I think it's Riviera Stage or
Right.
Riviera Amphitheater.
It's this beautiful stage that they built. It has a park for children.
All accessible park.
Yeah, all accessible park. It's right next to the river.
It's a
food.
perfect spot for the event. So we're real excited to be there.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll be there and supporting. And thank you guys again. And
and again, we'll get the full list of all the sponsors so you guys can obviously have that to showcase.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys having us and talking through that. I think just, we talked about, what focused us as a board, as a Latino center, as we continue to establish an actual physical site. But I think this itself embodies everything that Louis talked to me when I first joined is, getting everybody, the Latinos involved, meaning so from the design to connecting with Chicago, obviously a very successful group out there, to to growing that presence with people that like yourself. You know, we got connected because of this. So I think
Right.
this is where the ball needs to keep rolling and kind of growing. So again, thank you for the opportunity to kind of just talk to me and Lewis here.
Awesome. Yeah, and if anybody, I mean, volunteers are going to be needed now or the years to come.
Yep.
So just hit up any of us,
That's right.
Yeah.
and we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. So welcome back, everybody. There you go. Luis Leon and Manny Toribio putting a lot of good work. It's an undertaking, man. Like these things, it takes meetings, and you got to fit it into your work, your schedule, and it
is such a bitch.
It is.
It's a bitch.
It
Just
is.
putting like an event together is a giant bitch.
Yeah. So from now on, my first question to anybody that does any nonprofit, I'm gonna be like, why? Why are you doing this? Because it is. So, and most of the time, I know the answer, but you gotta have love for this type of stuff, man. You don't just do this just because. So I appreciate that. I appreciate them putting in the work.
Yeah, and it's a giant gamble too. You know, like what if it just tanks?
Yeah.
And, it's so shitty to even think about that.
Yeah.
I think it's in the back of your mind.
It is.
Yeah, like whenever you're like putting together anything like that, you always question whether.
That's why you can't be a weak person to do this
Yeah,
type of stuff, because you want to quit every day. You question why you're doing it, but when you see it come to fruition, when you can the day of, it's such an amazing feeling that to me it didn't matter like how many people showed up. I was like, it's real and it's happening, and whatever happens from this point on, it's awesome. So, but they've been doing pretty good marketing, so I think they're gonna have really good success.
Yeah, and I've been seeing the flyers everywhere.
Yes.
Literally everywhere that I go.
Yeah.
I see that shit.
Yeah.
So
billboards. I saw a couple of billboards down.
Yeah, I just went to do like one of those. I wired money to Mexico. I went to wire money to Mexico and I saw that.
Yeah. So if you see this, share it, right?
Yeah, share that.
Share it so then
let's
people
all
can
see each other there. Let's
we're gonna be there. Kenji's definitely gonna be there.
I'm definitely gonna be there.
Yes, and we're gonna be there. So yes, share it. Tell people about it. The Latino Film Festival happening on June 18th, June 19th, and June 20th. And come and get some culture.
Yeah. Cultivate yourselves.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you next time on the Amner Martinez podcast. Okay, yeah, no mames.